Hello everyone, welcome back to another Learning to Play StarCraft 2. This is actually my 4th placement match. Now you might be wondering, hey James, the last one you did was 2. Why are we 4 now? That's because I tried to do my 3rd, but it didn't go so well. The game lasted all of about a second. I don't know why. I started up. Clearly he was just intimidated by my raw, awesome Bronze League power, and he just left. So this is actually my 4th, and it's a Protoss versus Protoss, which is a matchup I don't mind so much. I think it's a bit slower to start. I've got a bit more time to do my thing. But let's just get started. So I've worked on my opening just a little bit. I'm trying to get my pylon out at 9, because I want to basically time it. So by the time this bar fills up, this bar's filled up, and I'm ready to pump out another one. So I'm just trying to basically line my supply up with the building of my probe. And so I've got one there. You can see it's there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Beautiful. So, you know, I've got that timing down all right. So, whenever I'm going to do Protoss for Protoss, I think I might just try and tick up a little. So, all right, I'm sitting at 12 at the moment. I think I'm going to scout probably about 14. I'm still not entirely sure on what the kind of the good build orders are at the moment. I'm just sort of, I've been doing a bit of verse API, verse AI, and alright, so I think, okay, you go. I'm just sending off my scout. So he's going to go over here. I'm scouting a little bit behind the other guy, who's kind of going up there. But, you know, we're scouting about the same time. We just kind of run straight past each other. So I'm just going to go over here. Let's have a look what the other guy's doing. He's getting out his forge. So it's going for a forge first before a gateway. That's because he's going to try and cheese me. So he's coming down here. He's going to bring in his probe. And if we watch, what he's going to do is he's going to, oh, look at this, putting down a pylon. He's going to try and get a bunch of cannons out. So he's going to come around here, just do a bit of scouting. I'm going to put down my other pylon because I'm going to get supply box pretty soon. If we look what he's doing, he hasn't even built a gateway. So he's really just trying to get some cannons out as quick as possible. He's trying a bit of a cheese tactic. He's going to come around here, check out the back of my mineral line, which is probably a good idea. If jump over to what I'm doing, I'm going to do about the same. You know, I'm going to kind of go up around there, just kind of check it out. I probably should have gone behind the mineral line there. If we have a look at production, we can see I'm getting out one gateway, and okay, I'm heading back. So you can see here, I'm going to try and return the cheese. So I've actually got a pylon here, just in case I want to use it, in case I can get out a few gateways. So alright, so I'm just going to get out a couple of zealots. Now if we go back down to what the other guy's doing, we can see here he's getting out his first photon cannon. So, you know, he wants to basically put some cannons in the middle of my base, so I'm going to struggle, probably freak out, and hopefully just kind of choke. So, alright, so you can see he's still here. You know, he's kind of still just scouting around. I think he kind of wants me to bite, but I'm not really. There's not a lot I can do about this right now. He's not really seeing that much more than I really care about. So this is where I found out about the pylons, so the cannons. So heading over here, it's like, oh, okay, all right, let's kind of get back. I'm going to try and take that out, but no, not really. But I think you find the range probably comes to about there of the cannon. So what my plan is to kind of basically move about there. And you can see the cannon isn't hit me, so I can kind of basically wail on it. He tried to ping me a little bit with his probe, but didn't really do that much. So at the moment, I'm mainly focusing on trying to both macro and build up my base by dealing with this. But if we look where this is, this area here is quite large, and we can see that it's not really causing me that much trouble. It's kind of out of the way. I shouldn't have thrown this here. I did manage to get down that pylon, but we can see he's got another one coming in, so that's going to get powered up again pretty quickly. I shouldn't have kind of thrown a zealot in there. But what I'm going to try and do now is got another one here. So okay, something not zealot. This is another one I shouldn't throw in. So my plan here is now I want to get rid of this probe because he's going to keep causing me trouble. So managed to get rid of that probe, and okay, I lose a zealot. But at the very least, I got rid of the probe, which was going around trying to build a bunch of cannons into my base. So now my plan is, you know, I could be kind of freaking out. I could be saying, all right, this guy's got some stuff in my base. This sucks. But then I also know he would have spent a bit of money getting this down. So he's probably not going to do much else. So if we go back to look at his base, we can see he's got a few cannons there. He's just got out his gateway and his cybernetics core. So, you know, he's not really that much of a threat. If we look at the units, we can see basically we just have probes. So he's not going to be sending over any zealots. The biggest concern I have at the moment is that he's going to try and kind of get in some units and warp them in. But he's a fair way from that. So what my plan is to just, well, build some units. You know, given that this isn't really causing any trouble, why not just build a bunch of stuff so I can clean it out? So, you know, just going to build up some Stalkers, build up some Zealots, just till I got enough. And I'm going to get out a bunch of gateways. So now I know I'm pretty ahead of him in the ability to actually pump out units. You know, he's just got out one gateway. He's just got his cybernetics core. He's not even researching warp gate tech. And I've got mine about 3/4 done. So, you know, I'm about to start getting out a few units. So, you know, I've got to forge out so I can start getting out some cannons, because what I want to do, because I know he had that slow start, is I want to get out here and basically put some cannons. So, just in case he does get some stuff through, I just want to start taking my natural and getting out some cannons, so I'm kind of protected. So, you know, I've found for the last few AI games I've played, I've been sitting on a lot more gas than I have minerals, so I decided to go a little slower with the gas this time, which is why I haven't actually taken this Vespian Geyser yet, and I'm just sort of focused on getting the minerals. So if you look at my minerals, you know, I've got plenty of minerals, I've got plenty of gas, I'm not really blocked by gas. I know I'm going to need gas eventually, but I'm trying to slow down and just get out some more basic ground units, because I still need to deal with this. I still don't want this here, so I want to get rid of it. And we just have to look what he's researching. He's starting to get out some void rays, so he's gonna go into air. So we can see here he's got one Stargate, and he set the rally point. Whoa, all the way. Oh, look at that. All right, he set the rally point all the way over there, so he's going to try and basically harass me with void rays. We can see here he's not going after the warp gate tech. He's just basically going into straight air. We can see, you know, he's on the gas. He's got a Zealot there. He's got one. And he's really trying to lock down this entrance here, but he's not going for his natural. Whereas you can see, I'm sitting on my natural. I've got a fair few workers there. I'm trying to get them out. I've got a fair few workers down there. I probably should have been chrono boosting here. So now you can see here, I've basically built up enough of an army. I've gone and cleaned out all this stuff. So, you know, I didn't need that much. I could have sent in dribs and drabs, but all that would have happened was I would have lost them. So this way, you know, I cleaned it out. So that's all good. So now my base is secure. And if we look at where we are at the moment, I've got my natural. You know, I'm getting down some simulators. I've got that there going. I've got my main base. That's going there. If we look at the other guy, he's actually not doing that well. I mean, he's got a good saturation on his base here, and he's got one warp gate and one Stargate and one gateway. So, you know, he doesn't actually have that much. He's just basically, I think his first cheese failed. So now he's like, all right, well, I'm just going to try and get some air units in and harass him to death. Where, you know, that's not so bad. I really don't have a lot to defend it, though. And you see I'm throwing them all down here, all the units that I have, because I'm thinking that he's probably going to come through the front door, where I didn't really know that, at this point, that he was building up a few void rays to come in and harass me. You know, he's sort of sitting there. So what's going to happen pretty soon is he's going to make his way up into my base. And I'm not that defended along here. You know, I've got a pylon going down, I've got a Stargate going down, I finally got my next gas out, because I'm thinking at the moment, alright, I've got my natural, I've got my main, I want to start up in production. You know, I've got a good amount of minerals in the bank, I've got a good amount of gas in the bank. My supply is getting a little close to being blocked, but my supply is higher than his. Alright, so he's just going to get another void ray in. He just wants to have a few before he starts coming and harassing me, and we can see now he's sending in the void rays to harass, and I don't really have anything down here to defend. What I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to go into air, so I'm trying to build a couple of gateways, but here he comes in. I don't have anything down here to defend, and he's just going to blow it up. He's just going to, I don't think I'm going to catch the cancel. Oh, I did, so I managed to cancel that, get that gas back. This one here, I don't know if he'll be able to take it down. The Stalkers come down, they're going to try and take him out, but no, I'm going to lose this gateway. He did go after my robotics facility, which I don't think I really need that much at the moment. I was trying to keep my options open. I shouldn't have been keeping these Stalkers around, the Zealots around with the Stalkers, because they're kind of useless anyway. I got Mothership Cores, just going to use to harass a little more, but you know, he was trying to take that down, so I pulled that back. I really should have left my Zealots closer at the front, just in case someone comes down. I think you'll also notice I actually have quite a lot of inactive probes in this match, and this is because I was really trying to do multiple things. You know, he was constantly harassing me. I'm trying to keep my macro going and building up my economy, and because I'm still used to kind of playing Zerg, I tend to send things out to build, like this. Here's another one. Send it here, and I don't queue up the action to go back to the mineral line. I really should be doing that. In fact, I ended up with quite a few of these probes sitting around doing nothing. But you know, I was trying to manage all this stuff. As you can see here now, I have, you know, a fair few minerals. He's got a fair few minerals as well. And if we go back and look at his base, have a look what he's doing, you can see he's really worried about me coming through the front door. So he's got a lot of cannons down there. But he's still just got the one Stargate, the one gateway, and that's it. He's not really doing too much. He's just trying to pump out void rays. You know, we can go back here. We can see here he's pumping out a few void rays. And, you know, I'm trying to build up this side of the base, but he's just going to keep harassing me. Got a couple of probes out. You can see, once again, I just built the thing and forgot about it. But what I want to do now, I've got a few minerals in the bank. I just want to try and get out a few cannons, because then I can kind of stop this harass. You see here, I'm just going to start warping a few more stalkers, because I just want to basically keep those void rays away, because they're really being a bit of a pain in the ass. So we go back here. You know, I've taken out a few. He's got another one on the way, coming in to harass again. He probably should have come down here. He would have done more damage. He could have gone onto my mineral line, but he just keeps kind of hitting the same point. So it's all right. Coming again. He's going to take down another pile. No, managed to scare them off. I'm getting a few stalkers now. So, you know, he's sort of being deterred a little bit. And here we go. I'm just going to plonk down a whole bunch of these cannons, because I really want to try and fight him off. So, you know, this thing's so close to dead. So he's going to send the stalks up there to do something. Now, you can see here, I've taken the opportunity to actually build another expansion. He's so focused on harassing me. And if we look at what he's got, he's not really producing that many units. He's just focusing on harass. You can look at his unspent mineral count. It's so high. So I've just taken the opportunity to go up here and make another expansion. He should be able to scout out and find me, but he's just not really looking around with these. He thinks he's got me pretty well contained. So this is not a bad move. He's coming in. He's going to just hit my mineral line. So I'm going to quickly pull them off and send down my stalkers. And he's got these two here. He could be doing another attack with these, but he's not. So you can see I send up my stalkers. They're just going to fight those off, scare them off. They're going to try and chase them down a little bit. Once again, I really don't need those Zealots mixed in with those. The problem is I'm hitting F2 to select everything to move around. So basically, I should be using groups of things more often. But I'm going to chase them down a little bit, and we can see that he still hasn't seen my other base. If we look at his vision, we can see that he just hasn't seen it. He just keeps missing it. So he doesn't know about that. That's sitting there. And he's going to come down again, and he's just going to keep harassing me. So now what I'm doing, I'm starting to get, I'm spending my minerals pretty well. I'm starting to get a decent army. If we look at my current units, we can see, I'm sitting on a few stalkers. He's just got the void rays and a zealot. That's all he's got. He doesn't have that much. So, I'm actually not doing so bad at this point. If we look at spend, I've spent a fair bit on my economy. He hasn't spent that much. I've got the... Oh, here we go. So here we go. He's still counting and harassing me. Okay, so at this point I'm starting to get out some Phoenix because I want some anti-air. So, I've got the gas. So I just, once again, I'm getting blocked by the minerals. That seems to always happen to me when I play Protoss. But, I'm going to try and pump out a whole bunch of these Stargates. I should be chrono boosting this. You can see I've got this full here. And, I'm not using it. I really should. Another one here. I should be chrono boosting stuff. Full energy. This one here. I've been a little distracted, so this base is sitting here not doing a lot. I think my plan is I'm going to pull off a bunch of these probes and send them up pretty soon. Okay. So I'm just still building a few more of these Phoenixes. I just want to try and basically fight off his constant harassment, and we just see what his battle plan is. I think he's just planning to kind of, I don't know, maybe harass me to death. All right, he's got himself another Stargate, so he's going to start getting out some more units. He's just pumping into those Stargates. And meanwhile, I'm sitting up here with my expansion. He's completely missed. And he's got a bunch of void rays down there, but he's just sort of waiting to group them up. But now I'm not too scared about them. I'm getting a few Phoenix out. I got plenty of stalkers. I got plenty of cannons around. I'm not really that worried about him taking me out. I'm building a whole bunch more of the cannons just because I just want to keep him fighting off. And we can see here he's actually double expanded. He's gone up here and got up here. He's got the resources for it, so he might as well. But he's still only sitting on one base, and he's only just gotten 2 more. So he's only just gotten to 3 bases, and they're just building. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with this largely undefended base. I'm just going to get in some photon cannons so I can kind of protect it. Here we go. Here I've sent up my probes, so because this mineral line back at my main is getting pretty low, so I just need to kind of expand it up there, and this one is doing alright. For some reason I have one too many workers on this, and one too short on that, but that's cool. I'm trying to do my macro and the micro at the same time. So I just pulled in a few stalkers at the top here, just in case something does come up here. There's a little something to defend it, because he doesn't really have... Well, okay, he's starting to get a few of those right now, but he's really just focusing over here. So, I think at this point he thinks I'm fairly contained. If we have a look at his vision, he thinks I've got this. That's all I've got, and I have more than that because I have that up here. Look at this here. This guy doing this thing. I sent a probe also up here just because I thought I probably should expand again. But I kind of sent him there and did nothing. Another one of the probes slacking around doing nothing. I have a few of those. Okay, so we can see here I'm starting to kind of pump out a few more. I'm thinking, you know, at this point I don't know what he's got. I've just been harassed by a few voids, and I might want to just start sort of increasing my diversity in my unit compositions. That's why I'm trying to pump out an Immortal, just in case he's going to come in with something else. But I really don't have to worry about that. He's just sitting on his 2 Stargates. I think he's one of those players that just tries to cheese people to death. Okay, so, you know, he's got another base here that's doing quite well, so his economy should be stepping up pretty well pretty soon. He's got his other base down there, and he's starting to get his workers out pretty well. Okay, so I think this is where he's going to come in for what he thinks is the final push. So he's going to send in the Void Rays, and, you know, I've got some defenses, but these Stalkers, what are they doing? I'm distracted. Guys, get down there. Deal with the Void Rays. Here they go, finally. And once again, I got the Zealots mixed in with it for no good reason. But, you know, I've got a few Stalkers there, and they should be able to clean up most of them. I've still got I don't have any Phoenix on the way. But, you know, the Stalkers there, they should be able to polish it off. Maybe not all the way, but they should come close. I've got the resources to pump in a whole bunch of Stalkers anyway, just from my warp gates. So I'm going to put some of them in. So now you can see here, I've got these Zealots sitting here doing not a lot. They're just going to go, hey, how you going, Void Rays? That's cool. I mean, they're absorbing some blows. That's not so bad. So at the moment, things aren't looking that great. I've got Phoenix. Hey, there we go. I actually had some of those scouting. I forgot about those. So the Phoenix are going to come down, and they're going to just quickly clean these up. So now, you know, I've got something to fight off these constant Void Rays. I'm starting to get up a few of these Phoenix, and down it goes. So, you know, I've got my Phoenix there, but I've lost the Stargate, and this is where he starts trying to troll me just a little bit. I'm just trying to ignore it. And I got my base up here. It's sort of doing well. If you look at my minerals now the problem I have is I have too much. I need to start spending. I have so many unspent resources. If we look at the current units, we can see here my army it's okay. He's got like 5 units that he can attack with. He's not doing so much, but he is starting to up his production a bit. We can see here he's going all in with this air. He's not messing around. He's not going to transition to nothing. So he's going to pump down a couple of these Stargates. They're going to go down there. In the meantime, I've actually come up here to harass his base. So I've got a couple of Stalkers up here. You see, I've got all these Zealots which are sitting around doing not a lot, thinking, screw it, let's just go harass. So I'm just going to send this up here. I've got my Phoenix here, just in case the Void Rays come up. I know they can pick up units. These guys can only attack air, but they have an ability to lift someone up and then they can attack it. I used it earlier to take down a few probes, but I was something else at the time. But, you know, I've just got them around in case the Void Rays come. But he's sort of thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to attack down here. So while he's distracted, I just had a whole bunch of things up here taking out his expansions. I probably should have gone and cleaned this up while I was pushing, but, you know, I was distracted down here. So this is where I think he's really doing a good push on me. I've got nothing down here really to defend myself. I'm trying to send my units back. You can see them running across the map here. They're trying desperately to get back so I can deal with that. But he's just coming in. He took out the Nexus on my main base. But, you know, now here's my showing up the Zealots once again. Me hitting F12 to move things around. I really should stop doing that. But here's the cavalry, so they're going to be able to come in and just completely clean up these Void Rays. So, you know, now at the moment I've got quite a few Zealots. I've got quite a few Stalkers. I have an Observer. He's got 2. So I'm managing to fight off his base, his attacks pretty well. And so, you know, he's got his 1 expansion. He's sitting on 2 bases, I'm sitting on 3. Well, technically 2 now. I did lose my Nexus. But I've got 2 pretty stable economies. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is, you know what? I'm just going to build a bunch of air. He hasn't found this yet. So I'm going to put down a couple of forges so I can start teching up some more, and I'm going to put down 3 of these Stargates so I can start pumping out units. And my plan here is to basically just build up an army that he doesn't know about. So that's going to be up there, just pumping out some stuff. Check on him again, you know, he's got the natural there, that expansion there, and he's really going in for this Void Ray thing. We can see he's got 4 more on the way. Sorry, wrong tab. We'll look at, where is it? Production here. We can see he's got 1 more on the way. Meanwhile, I've got 3, and I'm starting to really tech up. So he's setting up his Void Rays. I think at the moment he just wants to finish me off. He thinks that this is all I've got. If we go back to what he can see, he still doesn't know about this base. He still doesn't know about this. He's so close to seeing it, but he can't. So he's thinking, you know, he's got me on the ropes. He's taken down my kind of one of my bases. I've only got 2, so my economy is probably not so great. But he's on 50 supply. He's got hardly any pylons. I've got so much more supply than him. So I've got this army here just sort of going around protecting it, and he's got his void braces going to come in for harass. But go up to here, we can see, you know, I got a few on the way. Doing my thing. Now, for some reason, he's starting to pull out a Tempest. Now, I believe that this is really for taking down massive units. But I guess it's kind of like an air artillery. It's got a very long range on it. So he's going to come over here, and he's going to bring in the Tempest to basically try... Well, we can see there, that's the range, it's quite long. He's going to come here and try to, because he thinks I don't really have much, to just kind of take me off this side that he loves so much. He could be coming down this side here. Oh, look at these, more probes, slacking off, doing nothing. So I've taken the opportunity also to go, you know what, I've got these Zealots sitting around doing not a hell of a lot. So, hey guys, I know there's an expansion up in the top left corner somewhere. So they can just go up there. Whoop, okay, here we go, back again. I really need to stop using F12 to move all my things. I think at this point I was struggling a little bit. I wanted to try and... F2 to move things, sorry. That's the select all button. I wanted to try and sort of do multi-attacks, but I kept hitting F2 and doing attack moves. So, you know, this is going to come up. A whole bunch of Zealots going to come and attack this expansion. And he's just waiting. I think he's still just waiting on his... Yeah, he's waiting on his air artillery to come down so he can finish me off. But, you know, I'm just going up here, just messing up one of the expansions. And we look at his resources at the moment. He's basically sitting on so few minerals, and I've got so many minerals. The gas, you know, we're both doing all right. He's got bugger all supply. And if we go over to here, look at this. It's so sweet. I'm starting to build up these. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to end this. You know, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about this. He doesn't know about this army I've built up. He's about to start rolling in. See, we can hear, you know, he's just trying to hit my cannons because it's sitting out of range of the cannon. He probably thinks I have no cash. And I've got this here. I probably should have sent them out to finish up this other base, but I thought I cleaned it up. So yeah, I know, just a few more. I really just want to build a few more. I'm going to throw in a few Phoenixes because I know he's going very air heavy. So I'm going to throw in a little bit of anti-air. And we can see here, you know, he's just pinging. He's not really doing that much damage. He's just sort of pinging a few pylons. So I'm kind of content to just kind of let it. You know, he's just sort of throwing it in, going, it's cool. You can take the pylon if you want. He has managed to supply block me, which does kind of suck because I am trying to build up a big army at the moment. So I'm going to go here and, yep, this is where I scare them off. And if you have a look at my Zealots, here they go again. They're hitting this other one. Finally, when I'm here to check it out, and they're going to polish off that expansion as well. So his economy is looking pretty weak. He's got so low supply, so much gas, so few minerals. And I'm going to scare them off. Those stalkers are just going to keep basically harassing those guys to keep them at bay. And I got this. He knows nothing about. He knows nothing about. He's got down here. He's got a few void brays. Okay, so just let him keep doing that, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity. I've got him back on one base. He's completely out of minerals, and I've got these. Yeah, these guys have done their job. He is at this moment kind of shafted. He can't afford another Nexus. If we have a look at the current units, we can see he's got 2 probes. He's dry. His economy is completely ruined. So now I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll out. You know, if he wants to sit here with his Tempest to kind of ping my stuff, go ahead. I've got this, baby. So I'm just rolling this across, and I'm just going to go knock on his front door. I don't really know too much about what he's got at the moment. This is what I can see. I think that's all he's got left. So I'm just going to roll in. So they're going to come up here. I've got all my air. I've got all my Zealots. We can see I've got not that many upgrades. I could have upgraded a few more. I've got some good upgrades on the ground. I've got my 2, and then bam, bam, just hit him coming in. He's got basically nothing. So yeah, come in. Here we go. What the fuck? How to have so many, buddy? You probably should have scouted. So he's going to come in. I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to, yeah, I'll probably speed this up a little because I think you guys know how it's going to end. He started to rage a little bit at the end because of my death ball. It's just coming in and just completely decimate him. Yeah, come through, roll, and clean everything up. He didn't GG either. He just sort of sat there and just sort of watched me clean up. But you can see here, you know, I've just got so many things. He's got 4 Void Rays and 2 Tempests. Here he comes. Yep. Okay. So, you know, I was going to tell him, you know, you had no map control. He probably could have. He has the air superiority. He just tried to cheese me too early and didn't transition out of it. So, you know, at this point now, I'm just trying to, you know, I know that I've got him beat and he's not going to GG. Apparently, I'm bad. So, Yeah, really? Okay, so yeah, now he's not GGing, he's not going to surrender, so I'm just going to come and basically clean up his units. The only thing he's really got left is the simulators sitting there. So yeah, come in, get rid of those void rays, and that should be about it. So there you go, guys. That was my 4th place match. I think I did fairly well. I mean, there's still plenty I did wrong in that match. But, you know, I think I'm getting better. I beat someone, beat 2 people if you count the game where the guy just quit because he was clearly scared of me. Yeah, apparently I'm a noob. But yeah, you know, it was a fun match. I sort of struggled a little bit at the beginning, but I think I managed to recover. Me getting out of this expansion was what really saved me. You know, it's if I hadn't done that, or if he scouted it when he'd come up, we can see what he could see. You know, if he'd done that, I probably would have been screwed. Yeah, bad game. He's raging, or miss. Could be a girl. I don't know. But you know, I'm just trying to. Apparently, I'm a cheater. Okay. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm just going to try and finish this off. He really doesn't want to just surrender. Might as well just speed this up. Let it go up there. Go on. Just let's see him boom. It's always satisfying to get the final buildings. And there we go. I was victorious. So there you go, guys. That was my 4th places match. So I may be a little higher next time in my matchmaking. So I don't know how I'm going to go on the next one, but we'll see how I go. You know, if you guys have any hints, you know, any tips from from watching me, you know, there's some obvious things like, you know, I really should have been making sure my pros are being used. Look at my resources at the end. That always happens when you got the economy that's strong at the end. You know, I should have been using my pros more. I definitely should have been chrono boosting things more. I had a whole bunch of unused chrono boost. I think I handled the cheese quite well. I could have freaked out and I could have kept throwing a few units in dribs and drabs, but I just decided to, hey, chill out, pull back, and just deal with it when I can, because it wasn't any serious risk. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll have the final placement match up pretty soon.